Hi guys, today I wanted to show you two new workflows in Unreal. These two workflows are now available in Extile Plus version 2.8, which you can download, but I want to show you how you can implement them in your projects without the need to have the product itself. The first one is the way to create dynamic masks between intersecting geometry. And as you can see here, I'm creating this mask dynamically by the fact that this mesh is intersecting this landscape. Here it's the same, but I've used the same textures as on the landscape. And as you can see, you can create this RVT style blend between these two meshes. The first thing that you would need to do is come into the project settings and turn on your distance fields. And here, generate mesh distance fields. If you click that, you probably would need to restart your editor. And then from here, the other thing to note is that each mesh that you use, if you come into the details panel, it would be best to turn off the effect distance field lighting so that you don't get any weird results. From there, in the case of Extile Plus, let me show you, you have quite a few parameters to play with. Of course, you have your offset and where this or how much of that mask is being intersected. Your hardness. Here you have a display of the distance field. So I have a blend here. So if I turn this up, you can see that I can create this on the X and Y. And if I lower this down, you'll see that it does not appear on the top surface. However, if I come down and lower the blend, you'll see that it only appears on the top surface. Here you have a basic mask tiling parameters, and again here you have something called height texture, in which case once you turn it on you can blend the mask or the distance field with the underlying height texture, either through the channel packed way or through a individual height texture that you've imported. But to quickly show you how this material looks in its basic form, here I have a distance to nearest surface node that you can find in your basic search here. So if you go distance to nearest surface, it's right here. And here I'm dividing it just to bring the scale down, and I am piping this through a height lerp and using a high texture to break up that distance field mask. You can either use it through a lerp or through any sort of way to blend between two material texture sets. In this case, just a simple material blend standard. So this is the basic setup. It's very easy to use, and you can use it, as I said, for your projects as well if you don't have Extile Plus, just by setting this up. And as you can see, you can create some nice sort of blends between intersecting geometry. The other thing that I wanted to show you today is the use of custom data. Custom data is a way to create variations in your material without creating any new draw calls. And I'll show you how it works. And before I do that, I just wanted to say that again, in Extile Plus, you will find a section in most material layers here at the bottom called custom data, and here as well. And you can switch on the custom data primitives through this section here. So before I go into that, let's again see what custom data or how custom data can be implemented. Custom data primitives can be implemented on any parameter of a material. So the way it works is that once you turn a constant into a parameter, you can come here on the left and here under the section custom primitive data, you can turn that on, and this will get assigned an index. The index represents the individual vectors of that parameter. So in this case, it starts from index 0, and as you can see here, it goes 1, 2, and 3, which represents 0, 1, 2, and 3. So if I want to turn this vector into a custom primitive data, again, if I turn it on here, I would need to switch the primitive data index to the next available index here. So it would be 4. So here 4, 5, 6, and 7. And if, for example, I wanted to turn this parameter into a custom primitive data, again, I would click this here and then start from 7, and then this would be 8. Now, the reason it works this way is that if I show you here in the mesh itself, and this is where we apply the custom primitive data, is on the mesh itself in the details panel. If you come here into and search and type in custom primitive, you will see a section called custom primitive data. And the way that it works is that you add an array corresponding to the arrays that we built before. So in this case, for example, if I turn on my use custom data primitive variation, color 1, which is basically this color here, which I've turned into a custom primitive, and if I turn it on, you will see that I have lost all ability to change this color through the material instance. However, I do have the ability now to change it through this index system here. Now, the power of this, as I said initially, is that if I duplicate this and bring it here and simply change, and just bring it here and simply change, you can have an infinite number of variations according to which parameters you have set in the custom primitive data. And then from this, you will have no additional draw calls on your scene. So as you can see, this is really powerful. This is something that you should be using, because I feel that it's a way to greatly optimize your scene without any particular problems in terms of instancing and creating more materials for different changes that you want in your projects. So I hope you guys found these two workflows useful, guys, and you will implement them in your projects. Take care and good luck. Bye.